We got an update to Conan Exiles, and I'm going to jump all over the place through these patch notes and go through the things that I feel like are most important to you as the consumer or the player of Conan Exiles today. The patch notes will be linked in the description of this video if you want to get over and read them all in their entirety. First and foremost, I want to talk about the down but not out feature that's been added to Conan Exiles. This is a feature for your followers excluding golems that will allow them to get downed, so essentially die, run out of hit points entirely, and go into a downed state. Now in this downed state, if you're playing in PvE, whatever was attacking your follower will stop attacking your follower. They go into this downed state and they no longer take aggro. So as long as you're not fighting something right on top of your follower, you should be able to rescue them. Now they're allowed to go into this state 3 times within 15 minutes before they will die outright. If they go into that state a 4th time, they will die outright and you will not be able to rescue them any longer. The down but not out state has a debuff that stacks up to 3 times, and if they still have that debuff the 4th time, they will die. However, that debuff only lasts for 15 minutes. So as long as you're careful, you should be able to keep your followers forever going forward. Obviously, it should be said that if you are playing PvP, the players can decide to continue to attack your thrall in that down state and kill them outright. There's a timer based on hit points that comes up in that down state. I'm not sure exactly what that math is, but depending on your followers' total hit points, they will have more or less hit points for the countdown timer. The bounty hunting event is back. Now this is the event where you seek out and find sorcerers around the world. And that means that there will be events around the map that are coming back. Those were the witch hunt events in the past where you could find the magi sorcerers, knock them out or kill them to collect their skull and bring them to certain locations around the map to turn them in for ancient obelisks. Ancient Obelisk is back in the game, and at this point in time, I recommend never getting rid of Ancient Obelisk. As we move into the new cadence of updates and the things that Funcom is trying to do with Conan Exiles, it will regularly be a thing where you'll be able to spend this Ancient Obelisk. So never throw it out, keep it forever, and as these events go through a rotation, you'll have the opportunity to buy and use Ancient Obelisk again. With the reintroduction of the bounty hunting events, you will no longer see the Sacred Hunt event. However, don't throw away your fangs because the Sacred Hunt event will come back at some point in the future and you will need those fangs as currency at that point in time. I believe that we will see more of these events being added to the game so that there's a rotation of events always happening in the Exiled Lands and there's always something different going on that you can interact with. Also, with the reintroduction of the bounty hunting event, we had the Mad Prophet armor that is returned for sale at the different trader locations. However, this time I noticed there's also a schematic for the Mad Prophet armor. So if you want to be able to craft it in the future, you want to buy the schematic so that you can craft that armor. There's also a Catan Slaver outfit. Now this outfit is not good for just putting on and running around in. It is light armor, it only has an armor value, and it doesn't give you any bonuses. So this is an armor that I would use to then apply an illusion to a better armor. And honestly, I feel like this is the way that Funcom should go in the future. All these armors should just be illusions that you add to the armor that you really want to wear. We then have the Tiger Truncheon, which is a brand new truncheon to the game, and the Dead Woman's Tresses. Now, I'm not sure if it's a mistake or not, but the Dead Woman's Tresses has 20,000 hit points. It is not something that you can craft. You do have to repurchase this from the trader, but it's got an absolute ton of durability, so you can use this for a long time. They also added the surrendered manacles. These are basically handcuffs where the chain has been cut, and they're a cool addition as well. Again, something that I recommend just using as an illusion. There are also fireworks that have been added. We have the blue firework and then the red firework. These are quite cool, and I can't wait to see how people use these in their base. And then I think this is by popular demand, you can now have the Conan Exiles Tribute Basin, which is the offering table for all the skulls, and all the skulls are actually in there. This is a really cool item that you can use to add some decor to your base. This also reintroduces the ability to buy legendary weapons from the traders. There are a handful of new weapons that they offer. They also offer the ability to buy workers and fighters from another trader in those camp locations. So some of you know you can kind of rush content, get a bunch of sorcerer heads, and then just purchase your first fighter or your first legendary very early on in game. Now, these patch notes also tell what's going to happen in the future with Conan Exiles and its updates. They want to change the cadence for the quality and quantity of patch releases and new updates to the game. So in the past, the cadence had been that we would get a big update every 3 months. They are now changing that where the new chapter updates are going to come somewhere around every 6 months, and then there will be smaller updates in between that don't have as much content. Today is the first of the smaller updates, so we should expect another update in about 3 months. Whether that will be a big update or a small update, I'm not sure. It doesn't actually go into depth on what we're going to see next. Another big change is that you're no longer going to see a battle pass in Conan Exiles. They've decided that they are going to scrap the entire battle pass and not continue with those in the future. So the battle pass that you have now is the last battle pass that you're going to see in Conan Exiles. Along with this content update, there are also new items that have been added to the Bazaar store, so you can check those out. Those include things like the Towers of Yamatai, placeables, weapons and armors. You can also build your own mystical observatory with the Celestial Scholar bundle, or craft a base from the wreckage with the Barachan Castaway bundle. They've got some bug fixes in here. Probably the most notable one is that you should be able to use workbenches properly to repair your items again. As they say, items in workbenches now display information on first interaction. Now, I've got some old videos from the last time we had the Witch Hunt event, which is the bounty event now, and I think that those locations are still good, but I will seek out where those Magi sorcerers spawn, and if they are in a different place, I'll make a new video showing that. Additionally, once I know that I have all the locations for the traders, I'll make a video for that as well, so keep an eye on my channel for future updates to those videos. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. Don't be out of whack. There's another video on the screen right now that you can watch to support more of my content.